gonna.
Here we go. Suck steel. Why?
Okay, let me get the video up rolling.
Flames there first.
Okay, you can see screen.
Yep.
Tazdingo! Yeah.
Okay. Draven, AD carry. Super high skill cap AD carry. There's a reason why he has such a high skill cap. It's because his ability to freaking position himself during team fights is what makes him such a powerful AD carry. While he may be strong during the laning phase, after the laning phase, if you get caught while trying to catch your axe, you're in for a huge awakening because that shit does a lot. That causes a lot of problems in his gameplay because like the fact that you have to catch your axes puts you in a dangerous position in general. That's why people don't play usually, like, you pick Draven to stomp, but you don't pick him in like high elo games because people know how to work around him during team fights. He either catches his axe or he loses about like what, a BF sword worth of damage, and that's not worthy, not worth the risk.
Yeah, it's even more than that. It's 80% of your AD.
It's 80% bonus AD, right? Like you get the point. Like you lose a lot. It's at minimum, if you're late game status, it's a BF sword. It's a potential crit that could change the fight. And also because he also has no escape, like all he has is his W, and then he has good kite ability because of his E. But kit wise, he's always strong, but it's a high risk, high reward champion. Very, very susceptible to getting ganked by skill shot oriented champions like Thresh, Blitzcrank, even champions like Morgana if they know how to play their cards right. Okay, jungler starting Gromp. Give him 3 hits. Don't go over the wall because there's a chance that you might cancel your autos. Like, it's just a small thing, but like you can cancel your autos accidentally. It's like some champions just have that flaw where they cancel the autos. It's pretty sad. All right.
Okay.
Get into the leash. I mean, get into the lane. Keep your axes up, and let's just see how well you play with your axes. First thing you want to do is you want to push the wave. He has a lot of damage, so he should be able to hit level 2 before his opponents. You should be hitting the minions immediately. You should not be last hitting for any reason right now. Like, there's no point in you last hitting against this Caitlyn, because if you just last hit, she can just poke you all day long with her autos. She has the range advantage. That is a tool that she can use against you. And if you just sit there and last hit, like, if a smart Caitlyn would just hit you. Like, she does not have to be afraid of a level 1 Leona, because what, a Zenith Blade, really? A Q, really? There's nothing that she has to be afraid of. When you hit level 2, that's something she has to be afraid of. You can push her under tower. Yeah, sure, she'll poke. If you push her under tower, she'll poke under tower. But that's fine because you're denying her CS and you can still hit her under tower too. But you're safer if you poke. Okay, let me see. Let's see. You should, yeah, okay. 1 point in every ability. Depending on the situation on your opponents, like, you can hit level 3 before them based on how the minion wave's pushing right now. So what you can do instead is level up W just to get that extra bonus move speed in the case that the enemy jungler comes ganks you right now. E isn't really that good because, like, if they have a gap closer, you tab, you check if they have a gap closer or not, and check to see if the if your opponent is like a gankable, like you know what I mean? Like, if he has a gap closer, he could just jump on you. Because if he has a gap closer, that would make your weapon, your E more valuable. You can just interrupt them from the gap close. But for sure, whatever you skill up, you must have all 3 at level 3. And then catching your axes is like the basic. I don't know why they're not throwing skill shots at you. Maybe they're not aware that Draven's weakness is that you know where he's gonna land. Otherwise, you lose damage. Feel free to make sure you, like, if you can't get that last hit, like, just because you're catching an axe, you can do like micromanagement. You can just try to catch the axe while auto attacking. Like, you can attack while moving. So Like what I mean is like if there's two minions really low, you can cast an E or you can cast a W. You can basically attack while you're trying to catch an axe. You know, like just because you're moving doesn't like once you lose your axe doesn't mean like you can't attack. Because it's not like what's the name of that? It's not like Thresh where if you throw your hook and you land it, you can't attack. That's a mechanic. That's part of his kit. But like this champion can easily, even if you like you're attempting to catch this axe right here, even if you do that, you can still attack a minion. So it's like during team fights you can do that, but this is where you lose damage comes from. Like you can still attack those creeps. The reason why you need to attack these creeps is because look, this wave is pushing against you. And you don't want the waves to push against you because Caitlyn could poke you under tower for free. And when Caitlyn pokes you under tower for free, that's when you get like the most you lose the most value off your CS. Because when she's poking you for free and you're just you have a chance to miss the CS. Because you know she's poking you, so you have to back up, and if you're backing up, you're not attacking the creep. You gotta hit that. That's not how you want to do it. You want to back up while you're doing it, so that you ensure that you don't miss it. And you also miss the cannon minion, and then you're okay. This is what I mean by free poking. You're just not moving. You haven't moved like a single time during the attack animation, so you really need to move in between your autos. It's just a right click and then grab your axe, right click and then grab your axe. Because as you move, if you don't know the Draven mechanic, as you move and you're attacking at the same time, the axes go in a favorable position. Like if you're walking backwards, the axe will be backwards. So axe will fly backwards so that you have the ability to catch it. And then if you stand still, it goes in a random direction. Like it ends up somewhere that you don't know where it's going to end up. Like see, you're standing still, so it's going to end up on top of you. It can end up in front of you. It makes you want to move. Now see how you're walking forward. You're going to die, but if you kept going. If you walked forward, it will go forward with you. You just have to make a little curve and you'll get to the axe in time. It's favorable on you. So just make sure you keep that in mind. If you move, the axes will move along with you. If you choose to stay still, the axes either stay still with you or they go in a random position where you have to move yourself to catch it. And then if you're moving yourself to catch it, the axes will move too. So that's another Draven mechanic. They move and attack because your axes come with you. Cause then that gives you the ability to keep chasing and kite your opponents down. It's valuable. Now you know that their jungler's top, so you have no needs to worry about anything. Like no needs to worry about a gank coming in. The only thing is mid lane, but mid lane isn't 6, so therefore you're fine. W to get into lane faster. Because the sooner you get into lane, the sooner you can get back to CSing. Okay, so they're missing. Push the lane all the way up, then go ward after, because you need to control this tri-bush. This river's fine because you have someone already warded that. That's fine. Let that be controlled the way it is. Let Leona ward it. You don't want to back up. There's no point in backing up. In fact, there's no point in standing still. Follow your AD carry in the case that he gets ganked right now. I mean your support in case that he gets ganked. This is a sweeper. I don't know what that was. It's just a word from behind. I guess that was a pink or something. I don't know. But
yeah, I dropped a pink in that bush and they had a word there.
Okay.
You were saying that I should have put it in the tri-bush.
Yeah. No, not the tri-bush. No. You don't want to put the pink word in the tri-bush because that's on their side. Like, you know what I mean? Like as soon as they check it, they're more favorable because they're closer to the tower.
Okay.
Yeah. Just put it in the river.
Okay, so
river is
that's
fine.
where you wanted it.
Yeah, river is fine. If you're on blue side, you could put it in the tri-bush because naturally that's fine. So here's the issue. When I said you don't need to stand still here, the reason why is because all these minions are gonna build up, and then by the time your opponents return to lane, you're gonna be at a disadvantage because they have the mass minion numbers. You can follow your AD you can follow your support to ward, yeah, but make sure when you do this, the moment you get back into lane, you start pushing it. Like Draven's ability to push the lane is insane because just raw damage, just the numbers on his Q hurt. Now she can push the lane easily simply because she has long range. She has the ability to kite, and then Lulu has wave clear. And the reason you don't engage in here is because not only do you have 4 minions here, but there's another wave coming. Because if you look at your wave, Like if you look at your wave right over here, that's
Right.
coming too.
Yeah, we actually discussed this in the Curse chat.
Mhm.
If you load that, like I
Yep.
tell him, like I really don't want to go in there, but
Minion wave
because of
is
the
just
minions,
minion
yeah.
manipulation. At least you got the cannon, okay? That's that's the value. Yep. Then you want to back all the way up. You don't want to fight at all. Do not touch her. You cannot kill her. Like there's at this early in the game, it's too big of a risk to just take for a kill like that. So it's okay for now, but like I mean like it's not gonna ruin the learning experience, but like just the threat of knowing that minions are a big deal. And then the support also has to know that like when she goes in, the minions will jump on her right away, even if she's like invulnerable for a second. Lulu also has the ability to like just like CC the opponent to death, so she can make you lose value on your movement abilities. You know what I mean? Your W. So she makes your W basically useless. You can still attack fast. It's just that you're not going to be able to
To move around, catch my axes, and then if she,
if you lose, and what happens when you lose your axe? You lose your damage. So it's
Right.
unfavorable for you. Well, as long as provided that she lands the Q, but her chances of landing the Q are higher if she knows what she's doing. Like if she tossed her Q right on your axe landing position, or if she tossed her if she tossed her if she tossed her E on you, then Q'd you immediately after, that has a higher chance to land. Make sure your AD carry, look at how many stacks that they have, and make sure they pick up as many minions as possible off of it, because they need the money too. And you have to tell them, or you don't have to tell them, but like you just have to keep an eye on that. It's just like it's just a thing. Like think about it. If you're falling behind and your team and your support is falling behind, like when your support falls behind, they become squishier and they become more prone to dying. So naturally, you want to just let him or her have the gold. And if she has one stack, just like be patient about it. Like think about where your minion wave is. Like, oh, is a cannon minion coming? Okay, I'll just not hit the cannon. Nope. You don't have to follow up, because oh my god. Okay, so you hit 6 before her, but no, they hit 6 before you did. See, you don't want to. You can't fight like numbers wise. You don't want to fight before 6. Like you as like everybody could be 6, but if you're not 6, you kind of lose the fight. It's not favorable for you. Oh,
So you're saying
man.
I should, like when she eats in like that, I should just walk away?
You can just ping. Like you just ping. You can walk away, but that puts her at a bigger disadvantage. Just ping her back. You can walk forward, you can toss an E to help disengage if you felt like disengaging.
Yeah. Okay, I
But
gotcha.
make sure that your support knows, okay, hold on. Either that was me or I did not catch a ping. See, this is why I need your point of view. I didn't catch a ping. Like
Yeah,
I didn't catch
well,
a
this is, well,
I'm
I'm
on
pretty
my
sure
way. He's
this
probably
is
saying that he's on his way, but with good communication, you would ping and say you're on your way. Did you
I mean,
heal? You healed. Okay.
we were all in curse chat, so if you turn the mic on, you can hear it. But I
Yeah.
don't think he says that he's coming.
Oh. Because
I don't.
even in like team fives and shit, like you want to state that you are coming, and at the same time ping that you're coming, because if you don't like ping is just like, where are you coming from? Like if you're coming from mid, if you're coming from lane, like where am I coming from? And then the just the ping association is just nice. Good. This is how you can escape. But this is where the part of being unwarded is. Like, yeah, a bunch of them are dead, but you oh my god, does he have ult?
When
You don't have his ult,
when I
that's
was
fine.
he doesn't. But when I was running here, they told me that I had red buff and I should be kiting him, and I was
Nope,
like,
nope, nope,
there's,
nope, 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 nope.
there's no way.
Here's why. You have no mana. Second, you have a second point in W. Like, yeah, sure, you can move and shit, but like the fact that he has 3 skill shots. Think about that. Like your friends are weird, but like think about that. He has skill shots. Like he can.
Yeah, I
think,
thought if he landed a stun, I was just dead,
yes,
so I
yes.
couldn't do it.
A single skill shot would kill you. Not only that, but W is a big circle. Think about that for a moment too. So you cannot kite him, and you also have no mana. Like you have 80 mana. That's like That's like 1 axe, 1 E. You're out of mana. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Rek'Sai. Oh my. See the big circle? Like look how narrow. Like when you're in a narrow spot like this, like example of a narrow spot would be their jungle. And if you think about that, you don't have much options to escape once you get caught in the narrow position. Like you'd have to move backwards, and if you move backwards, he throws a Q on you. This should be a kill. This should be a kill.
Yeah, I should have just kept running.
He needs to burrow. He needs to burrow. Yeah,
Uh,
you should keep running. Assume
was
that
gonna
assume
straight.
that it's warded. You always want to back near towers.
Okay, well, I wasn't. What happened? He said he was gonna. The Rek'Sai in chat said that, or said that he was gonna come help. So I turned on it, and then he just didn't come.
Yeah, I saw that. I could see that happening. I just saw that happening like live right now. Like that's pretty humorous.
Like I was gone, I was out of there, and then
Like, okay, I think I'm safe. I'm coming. Famous last words, as
yeah.
what they would say. Yeah. Remember to use your W to get back into lane. Just getting back into lane sooner means that you can get your money sooner. Like, people run for their money, right? Like, fuck. Look at all the like. Oh my god, the tax redemption. Oh my god, the tax redemption. It's like terrible. No. Okay, hold on, hold on. Let's consider resources before you go in. Exhaust. You've used exhaust. Do you know if your enemies have used heal? This is the importance of timing summoner spells, because if you know that they have no flash, you can go in on this because the only thing that they have is an E. And what can you do to stop an E? You can stop an E with a twirling blade thing. So let's backspace it up a little bit, like right over here to your team fight. Now, a little bit further than that. Okay, we're gonna watch to see if they actually did, if your team actually burned your enemy's flash or exhaust. So we're gonna keep a track on that. Bong, bong, no heal. Heal hasn't been touched yet. Your heal's been used, so that's a resource of you down. Caitlyn hasn't done shit, which means that this guy dies at the price of Leona's life, which Leona should, well, it happens. Now let's watch, let's see if Cassiopeia manages to pick up a kill here. Here's a poison trail, moves around, terrible. So, you don't know if they've burned flash. You see that, right? Like, this is clear. You don't know if she has burned flash. Like, she may have it, she may not have it, right?
Right.
So here's the threat. She has flash. She didn't use heal to heal Lulu. She potentially has a heal, which means next fight they have two resources up on you, and you don't have it. They have the corporate stocking advantage, like they manipulated the stock market, and you haven't done shit. Like you don't know that. You're just like the unknowledged guy. So if you guys do choose to fight this, it's not gonna be in your favor. Sure, you have exhaust as a resource, but you physically don't have an escape. You don't have a heal in case that both of you guys get low, etc., etc. So it's just a very, very dangerous thing to be in. Like, you know, you're in a slightly unfavorable position. So let's find out. A little bit early on the exhaust. I would have waited a little bit sooner. While growth is down, she's gonna have to flash. Yeah, you don't want to ult here either. Okay, it's good that you backed up. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that backing up right there is actually a very good decision. Because if you didn't back up there, that would be a big problem. Because if you kept going, there's a chance, because you don't know where they are. You don't have wards on this bottom side. You have a ward here, but that's not enough. That they can easily just come in from any other direction and kill you. But like, you have no vision, which means that you don't know where, like, you see Vladimir mid, you don't know where Xerath is. Xerath can ult from like tower range, where your tower is. He can have a Lee Sin come out, and that's pretty much it. Like, you just have the threat of the opponents just not physically being visible on the map. Okay?
Yeah. This is actually like the perfect spot where I want to talk about where I'm supposed to be. Should I be pushing bottom or going mid?
Okay, so rotation wise, your team seems to be like if Leona can just go mid, then you guys should be able to. You should be 4v4ing because you don't know where. Because Caitlyn went back. Oh my God, 1 inch. Good shit, almost there. Oh my God, that made me pretty ecstatic. That was pretty good. It was like really close. Okay. You push bottom if you see their enemy AD carry bottom because you want to trade CS, like as in like 1v1 on the CS, like, but you want to be even in the CS with your opponent. You don't want to fall behind because like after you guys got killed, after you got killed a few times down bot lane, it kind of sets you EXP wise behind, and that is a problem for you because, you know, if you're EXP behind, you're gonna fall down. This is good. You're letting the lane push towards you, but just keep an eye out on the map. Like this, if you're doing Gromp, keep an eye out on the map because you don't want to see if your jungler's fucking coming to Gromp and you take it from him. That's kind of being like a dick, you know. So that's pretty unfavorable. Oh yeah, and like you don't need to take this many camps because by the time you take this camp. I know it's fast. This is the thing about Draven. It's fast as fuck, but like look at your creeps and look at where your enemy AD carry is standing. You need to call your Leona to go, since you're on voice chat, call Leona to go mid, and then you guys have to either survive or defend without losing without casualty. That's what I'm trying to say. Because if you guys get a casualty, like if somebody dies, it's gonna be a big problem. It's really hard for
Yeah,
you
then
guys to.
they have 5 versus 3 mid.
Yeah. Mhm. Well, sometimes 4 versus 3 because one person on their side has the ability to split push at all times. Because whether it be Caitlyn, whether it be Vladimir, whether it even be Lee Sin split pushing, somebody will be split pushing on their side because they want to draw their attention away. So Lee Sin, yeah, this is where Leona gets caught. She should just stay under tower. Like when at this certain position, like let me back up real quick. Right. Okay. For first, see where this is unfavorable for you guys because they're pushing up and sieging. Now they're in your jungle. The first thing you don't want to do is check your jungle. If you want to ward, you would walk right to the edge and ward. But she's gonna keep going, and she gets caught. Also, it's a skill shot. I mean, like it's gonna land. But
Yeah, there's no reason to ward if you know that they're there. There's like,
well,
you
can't.
ward.
She can't assume that all 4 of them are there. She can assume 2 of them are there, which is still safe. And she's supposed to be durable, but she's not durable because she's been dying too many times. That's what happens when your support falls behind. They die too many times. They become less and less durable each time because the opponents are becoming more stronger and stronger. And then this is where the siege begins. Your lane is fine. Yeah, it's fine to ult like this. That's just a wave clear because then they can't take it. You want to look at your tower's health to see if you can make it there in time because like if they're still tanking that stupid tower after all this time, then something's up with the tower. None of your teammates are not physically with you, so just farm under this tower. And to catch up, so here's what you can do if you're falling. If you're at this point, it's really difficult to come back, but you need to take objectives. Like tower wise, you need to catch up on towers. That's why I emphasize pushing the tower early, because if you push the tower early, you can you have a higher chance to get a more effective roam. E. Good. Guaranteed kill. Yep. Eating him sooner, it's just like a disorientation. If you had a Yasuo on your team, that's like another benefit. But you have to make sure that you E at the right time, because if you E while he's like in his pool, that's kind of like not
Yeah, he
gonna
went in
work.
his pool pretty early. I was waiting for him to come to pool and then come out.
Yeah. I mean, like I just said, like the moment I said E, you E, so it's you're good. Like it's fine. So
Okay.
you're okay. Like there's nothing wrong with at the timing with your E. It's just that you do have to E. Like if you didn't E, then you would be taking damage because he can just EQ you with the amount with the amount of times he's killed Rumble. Think about it. Like he's gonna hurt you if he can kill Rumble. Like oh shit, man. If he can beat the shit out of Rumble, then he could probably obliterate me because Rumble will naturally build defensive items like Abyssal Scepter. Not even if it's not Abyssal Scepter, maybe a Banshee's Veil, just to stay durable with him. You don't want to duel Caitlyn. She has the ult. She can just kill you with the ult.
Yeah,
She just
I
needs
went in
to
a
press
little
R. Like look, okay, that shield. That shield doesn't.
Yeah,
save you.
I went in a little too early. I thought that my team was a little bit closer, so.
Well, okay. Flash down, heal
Like, if
down, heal down 180, and flash down 5 minutes. That's 21 minutes. Good shit. Before you fight her, take a look at her items compared to yours. If she has the same items, you may or may not win because she's an auto attack champion. She does not have to rely on just her fucking Q to fight you. But the thing that she has to avoid is your E, which she can just E and then EQ you, because you have a harder chance. It's harder for you to dodge an EQ. Because when you're slowed, you have a lower chance to get hit by. You have a higher chance to get hit by a skill shot. The fuck was that flash? Holy shit, that was bright. Either that was my monitor, but I saw like a white flash.
Yeah, it was your monitor. I didn't see it.
Oh my god, that's fucking whack. Anyway, you want to look at your opponent's items because if she has even one more item above you, like if she has the exact same items that you have right now, kite between the no, you want to kite in between your minions. He'll have to Tempest. Okay.
Oh right,
Okay.
because then he can't E to me. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
No. He can't Q to you. If he Tempests, it means that you'll get slowed, but your minions are still on him. He cannot. If he has all AD, then he can kill the minions with one Tempest, but it's very unlikely because Tempest doesn't really do that much damage, and it does magic. It doesn't do that much damage. He cannot Q to you in between your minions because he has to walk the fuck around. The best thing he can do is kick you first. If he were smart, he would kick you first, then Q you. And of course, it's harder to land the kick because you have to actually like walk up and get wrecked. And you can also interrupt his Q by tossing an E as he flies, of course. Or you can interrupt his safeguard by pressing E as well. Anything that can is a gap closer, you could just dash. You can stop them from moving by just casting the E. But
I got
maneuvering between your minions gives you a big plus against the Lee Sin. That's how top laners are able to deal with Lee Sin. Like Renekton's, they just eat into between their minion waves. Like, where you at? Where you at? You want to Q me? And then they can't because there's too many things in the way.
I usually build PD with Draven, but I went to get Shiv before since I was behind. And
Shiv is always the best option. There's no reason why Phantom Dancer should be a better option in any game. Like PD is like ultra situational, but 90% of the time it's static Shiv. Like there are a lot of AD carry mains out there, and they always build static Shiv just because it's a lot more gold efficient. There's a video on it. Basically, with static Shiv, you get not only I know it's lower stats and shit, but it costs less, so you have it sooner. If you buy it component by component, you get more money, aka the Adverse Blade. That's more money. That's value. It takes up 2 item slots, the components, versus Phantom Dancer, which takes up 3. So there's a plus, which means that if it takes up 2 slots, you can use the 3rd slot for a ward, whereas the other one, it takes up 3 slots, so you'd have to, you wouldn't have enough room for a ward. Because at this point, think about it. If you have the Zeal, if both sides you had if you had the Adverse Blade and the Zeal, you still have 1 slot for a ward. Whereas the other side, if you have a Zeal, a Crit Cloak, the Cloak of Agility, I mean, and the Dagger, that's 3 slots. Your item inventory is full, so you can't build it. Switch to Scrying Orb, by the way. Like, that's just a heads up. That's
yeah, I've
just
been doing that in the last couple of games. This game was from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
What about? I mean, they just added an extra 5% crit on the PD, and I think PD
it
is
still
better
doesn't
with
matter.
Draven.
PD the same AD carry mains are still building static Shiv because PD is still like, who cares about until it becomes substantially cost efficient. It's still static Shiv is still better, like always. Because
Yeah, I guess it's right because it's 300 gold less, and then you're gonna get an extra 200 or so from the average blade.
Yeah, it's also component less. It's money efficient at the same time. It's also when you have the electric proc. First of all, it does magic damage. Like that's one thing. But the electric proc can grant you up to 4 assists because the proc chains off, it bounces and shit. So during team fights, even if all the you don't touch them, but your electric proc touches them, that's money. Like, you don't even have to get a kill. Like, wait, how did I get an assist? I didn't even touch it. Oh, electric proc. So you can get more value. What can Phantom Dancer do? Okay, single target burst. Cares. Champions like Vayne, that's a single target champion. This guy is more team fight oriented. Like, he's harder to, like, he's single target, but like at the same time you have to move and catch your shit. So it's kind of hard. Yeah, both items are correct. Like, it's just that, like, in this situation, you would want to build Phantom Dancer because they're always clumped up. Like, their kind of team is always clumped up. You wouldn't want to recall here, just saying. This
is an interesting spot. I saw him coming, and I checked his items, and I was like, I can kill him, no problem. And then I missed my ult because I was trying to kite.
Yeah. That, like, you basically already know what you did wrong there, but you can't do that. Like you can't recall an unfair. Like, because like if you want to look at your team and see where your team is standing and where their team is standing. Hey, there's 2 Mia. Okay, so they could potentially go for me. Wait, there's only 1 Mia, so they might have 1 going on me. Okay, I should probably back up. Always want to recall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you want to back it up there and see where I checked his stats and stuff, we could see if there was 4 or 3 people on the map.
I believe there was 3, if I remember correctly. I know there's 3. Lulu was also mid, so I know Lulu was also mid because she's standing right under Caitlyn's portrait. So there's 4 mid.
If there was 3, I definitely should. If there was only 1, then I think it's okay. But if there was 2, then I definitely should have.
You're also not moving in between your attacks. Actually, like, we're gonna watch this again real quick. Like, he's coming. You expect this, so you should have moved right away. If you expected him to come, you would have moved right away. Like, like, think about what, like, think about it in terms of what they're thinking. Okay, maybe I can land this Q. So naturally, he's gonna throw a Q. So naturally, as a response, you move down. You should dodge the Q. Yeah. So you want to move down.
Him or ult. Actually, I guess ideally I should ult as he's coming, and then
that could work. But the thing is, you don't know if he was gonna safeguard or not. Like,
okay. Well, as far as combo wise or like max DPS, I think they're opening with the ult while he's coming instead of like autoing a couple times and then.
You also missed your E. Like, your E did not affect him at all. It could have blocked it. It could block his Q when he's flying in towards you. Like, you tossed it out and it didn't move, and he was able to get off a free auto. So it's like, yeah, you gotta be able to. It's reaction time. It's like even my reaction times are pretty bad because, like, when Leona E's in, you should instinctively double Q with Janna, but I'm not good at that, and that's a problem. Just gotta work on that. Like it just takes practice. Like I'm probably just gonna have to play like 20, 30, 40 more Janna games in order to get used to the mechanic on Janna. And that's it. Ding ding, good. Go back to mid lane. You want to go back. You want to shove at most one lane more and then regroup with your team. Well, at this point, your team is like dying too many times because like they're not grouped as 4. Like you saw, they're only grouped as 2 and they're like split. So you can't really do much right there. Like that's not your call. But like you can tell them not to stay split apart from each other in such a way that they're gonna get rectified like that.
I wasn't trying to make too many calls here because this was my first game with a 5-man group, and I didn't know the other 4 players. I only knew
Oh,
one.
that's the worst. Like when you have a fight. Like the thing is, when I ranked 5s, I upload my games and shit, and we just review them. But like I don't know. I know 2 of my players, and I don't know 2 of them, and I don't make calls. Like I let them do the shot calling because unless it's critical. Like for me, I just be quiet, and if like I need to save them, I say I save them. Like that's the thing. Like for 80 carries, thing with 80 carry communication in 5s and shit is they don't talk. Unless they need help, and that's it. They should be, because like it's just like, okay, I'm in a bad position, and then like, hey, I need help, and that's it. Like they don't say who to target or anything like that. Like Wild Turtle, Fusion F5 prototype, none of the 80 carries, even some amateur 80 carries too, like a lot of amateur 80 carries, none of them talk because they don't need to say anything because they know what they're doing. They know how to position, etc. etc. And the only other thing is I got them, but like. That's it. Like you don't need to speak. Unless your team is clueless. Of course, unless your team is fucking clueless. Like, oh, we don't know how to group. Like if your team doesn't know how to group, which they kind of do and they kind of don't. Like they do they know how to group, but they don't know what to do while they're grouped. Get it? Like when they're grouped, they split up during a fight. I'm like, oh shit. I was watching the map the entire time, and they always split up during fights. So that's a problem. Like, okay, watch your positioning. Like you can tell them that or something like that. Just so that they don't like ungroup, because if they ungroup, it's I mean,
what's the point of grouping if you're just not going to do anything? But in the first time in a 5-man group, I felt like if I made too many calls, like it would just instantly just go against me. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, it's because if you're making the call, it's because when you're 80 carry, if you're making calls while right, because you have a lot of micromanagement to do. You got a lot of right clicking, attacking, and then moving at the same time, and watching yourself avoid opponent skill shots. It's kind of difficult to be able to call what to do, where to do it, and exactly how to do things at the same time. None of my 80 carries ever speak. Like even all my rank games, none of my 80 carries ever speak whenever it comes to critical moments. It's everybody else, and then like if anything, my 80 carry needs to say I'm in trouble and I can shield them. That's it. Like it's just as simple as that. So if
yeah,
you
it
have
makes sense because like they're not part of the engage. Your mid or your top or your jungle is going to be the one engaging, and then they're just there to follow up and break.
They're just there to sit back and like be the biggest threat. But one thing is for sure, because like let's look at your team comp. Do you have a defensive Do you have a team that can perform a defensive maneuver on you? Like, can they protect you? Only one or actually potentially 2 or 3 champions have on your side have a chance to protect you. If you guys had like really good synergy or just general communication, and if they could actually look at what's happening during the team fight, like if their eyes are able to adapt quickly enough, like they have to move their eyes a lot during team fights. But basically, Leona doesn't have to E to initiate. She can toss Solar Flare and then sit back with you. And if anybody gets on you, i.e. Lee Sin, and oh well, that's it. Everyone else is ranged. Yeah, everyone else is ranged. Vladimir, Xerath, Caitlyn. If Lee Sin gets on you, she just stuns Lee Sin. It's peel. It's called peel, so that you can just walk backwards and kite him away. If he safeguards forward, she has the second Zenith Blade. That's where Zenith Blade comes in. Then the potential 2 and 3 is Cassiopeia. If anybody gets on you, she could just freeze them with ulti. And then if the third is Rumble ult, but Rumble ult is usually an initiator. Rumble E is also a team fight item, like you just shoot, or team fight ability, you just shoot, harpoon, and then that's it. Rek'Sai is a potential too, but she just knocks people up. She doesn't really like guarantee that you can escape. Like she knocks them up, but they can still toss their skill shots out while they're knocked up, kind of. So just gotta be careful of that. But the best person to peel for you is Leona, especially if she has Face of the Mountain, because she can give you a shield at the same time, protect you by standing in front of you and blocking skill shots. So that's what a good Leona would do. They never go in because if they go, because they're generally extremely squishy. Like Leona's, despite going in with W on, it gives them like 70 magic resistant armor, but they're still very, very unlike they're not gonna be able to endure everything that the opponents throw at them. They're not god tier. Like I learned that like after like a lot of experience. Like, okay, how about I just play defensive and you just sit back and protect your carry. That's the best thing you can do. Like as a Leona player, just sit back, just throw a solar flare to initiate, then do nothing until the people get on your AD carry. Then you're gonna be the real MVP. Because after you kill Lee Sin, you would go forward. That's when Leona can start engaging, because then she can catch them, and then you get from that point after the catch, you have a plus advantage because they've already lost their only method of going on you. The only way that you can win this fight now is just to go on them. So it's natural that you just play it safe, basically.
Makes sense. Yeah, I tried loading a game where I got stomped so that we could pick out stuff
Yeah.
that I'm doing wrong.
Like things in the laning phase that you can do is that you don't have to always follow up on your AD carry, because in like my friend and I were playing in my new teammate, my sub basically, and we were playing to see difference between high elo and low elo. Like positioning wise, it was awful. Like I couldn't understand like they'll be in the most unfavorable positions, and the thing is, like me and my friends are so used to playing in high elo that when we look at the low elo, we're so confused as to what's happening. Like this should not be happening. Like it's kind of difficult to see. It's really difficult to see what's happening. Like like what I mean is like they'll walk forward and stay away from their AD carry. Like remember did I show you the Venn diagram for AD carry and support, like positioning wise?
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was
basically like in lower elos, they will tend to stray away from that Venn diagram. So let's go back and recap real quick. Is there there are probably moments where you and your AD carry, you and your support are in the non-Venn diagram position, and if you're not in the Venn diagram position, then naturally what's the result? Unfavorable trading. And then that's a Hearthstone term. Unfavorable trading is not good.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like when Leona initiates with her Zenith Blade instead of just like zoning and stuff like that. It's the worst thing you can do because it's so hard to follow up.
The thing is, when you guys hit level 2 first, you guys can win because they have nothing to disengage you off of. They'd have to flash because the only thing is the Q. But if you have the E and the Q, you landed on Caitlyn, you pretty much guarantee that you get her out of the lane for a little bit. But that's it. That's the only reason why I emphasize hitting level 2 first. Like, it's almost every AD carry is really good at level 2 engages, depending on the support. Let me just take a look. Okay, Kog'Maw is not a good one. Okay, I'll say that. AD carry wise, Ashe is okay. Ashe is a level 1 power spike, but that's just because it's the crit and W. Caitlyn's level 2 power spike's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's just the EQ. Corky's is god tier. You can go in, you can get up to their face, throw a Q, and then hit them to death. Ezreal is the EQ. That's also strong. Graves has a huge one because he has the attack speed steroid, at the same time big buckshot, and the closer you are, the more damage buckshot does. Jinx has the chompers that locks them down, guarantees a flash. Lucian has 2 procs of his passive, so that's 4 autos, or the equivalent of 3 autos, or it's 4 autos on a technicality, but it's actually the equivalent in terms of damage of 3 autos because the second auto does half the damage of the first one. So if you shoot them twice, that's 1 plus 0.5, and then you do another 1 plus 0.5, so that's 3. Miss Fortune has a decent power spike, but she has no gap closer, so I wouldn't recommend using her for a level 2 power spike. She just Q resets and then throws an E to guarantee a slow. Quinn's okay. I don't play Quinn that much. I don't know her kit fully, but she probably just throws the bird to blind them and win trades. Plus, at the same time, dash to their face, back up, and then get a free auto. Sivir's power spike just gives you a ricochet and a boomerang blade, so you get an auto attack reset. At the same time, you get a big damage dealing boomerang blade. Vayne has a condemn. Condemn is huge because you get a stun and you can get more autos off. Plus tumble is an auto attack reset. Varus is an EQ, so that's just a shit ton of damage and a slow. And cut their healing in half, so if they proc a heal, they don't get as much. So you can you can superbly win trades with that, especially if they proc a potion in the middle of your E. They lose value on their potion. Tristana is rocket jump in and then E them, but rocket jump's getting a change. And then lastly, the last AD carry. I think I don't know what did I miss something. Oh yeah, Draven is
You missed
Q
Draven
auto.
and Urgot. If you want to count Urgot.
Urgot's
That's
power
AD
spike
carry.
is he just gets the lock on target. And Kalista is she gets the explosive rend, and that's all I can say. Ones that don't really work out too well, like some of them have a level 3 power spike because they have more abilities to access at level 3. Draven is a slight level 3, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, it's just a W. Okay, so we're gonna go back like way further than this. Like this has to be like really far back. You're level 1. Remember what I said? You remember how many minions it takes to get to level 2, right? 9. Not including melee mages, because mages don't really give you that. Like you'd have to kill like 2 mages and then like 2 melees, and that doesn't really count. So this should be your support's duty. You guys are also really far apart. Look at this positioning right here. It looks really like you guys are like the Venn diagrams are not even touching. Like they're at the edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's too far away. She should be. I should actually be where she is, and she should be closer to the minion. Like the
Not
front
too
minion waves.
far. She's not that far. It's just like it's more like the Venn diagrams look like this. Okay, here's yours and here's hers. They're just barely touching. Like that's what I mean. But like any further and she's out of position because that's too far. Yeah, like these two are like naturally she has a bigger range, so she's always gonna be like she has a really big range, whereas she has like a really medium range. So they're always within each other. Like they're able to protect each other because she can just cast shield on him and on her and she'll win trades. But that's not what I'm saying. Here's what she should be doing. She should be hitting this minion. Or you should be hitting this minion right here so that this minion dies. Then you walk forward. Get this minion low. You don't have to touch this minion. Not only is it going to die, but if she last hits this, she tosses an E out, there's guarantee that she'll burn a flash. Because you know about the Targon proc, right? If it's a melee champion that uses the Targon proc, if they're under 200 HP, it's an instant kill.
Right.
So then if you get the instant kill, that's 2 melee minions. This will be the 3rd melee minion. That guarantees you guys are level 2. You have the engage. You toss an E out. She lands her shit. You win the trade. You win the trade. You guarantee a summoner burn. See how low this minion got? You last hit that. You hit this one once more, or you let her hit it. She's not gonna hit it. Instead, she'll walk forward, which is bad because yeah, you killed this mage minion, sure, but like I said, the mage minion doesn't matter because you guys didn't hit level 2. She's walking up, assuming that you're gonna assuming this. Let's say this Leona was like higher level. Oh, he'll hit level 2. I'm gonna get ready to engage, but now you guys are still out of position. See, so you'd have to if you guys were able to manipulate the minions well, you'd be walking forward too, because she's walking forward. You'd stay with her. Like if we were to follow Leona's lead, you'd have to follow her and hit the minions at the same time. Get it?
Got it. Yeah, because like we talked about walking and autoing at the same time.
So this is what I'm saying. She's out of position. Oh no, that's bad. That's naturally bad. Wait, let me fix that. Like you can take responsibility to fix her out of positionness by walking towards her to get back into position. Get it?
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you can help her out by walking back into the position because look, your auto attack range is 500. I mean, if you're with her, it's not like you're gonna miss this melee minion because you're still ranged. Like it's oh my god, this video like crashed or something. Jesus. Wow, we lost a shit ton. All right, hit that, bong. And remember, you do 100 damage, so it's fine if you hit it a little earlier. Like this is just last hitting, so it's not that good. Because like last hitting versus with a champion that has this much damage is like you can hit level 2 before her, way before her. So she's out of she's in position, she's out of position, but she's walking forward. Synergize with her and walk forward too. If she's walking forward, you shouldn't be standing still. Most of the time, AD carries don't stand still when they auto. They should just like right click and then immediately just walk forward at the same time. Because your axes are going to be on you. Like I know you're trying to catch your axe, but she's walking forward because she's expecting the level 2. She or somebody you ping the Caitlyn, so naturally you'd want to follow up on that. Because if you ping her and you don't walk forward, that like why did you ping Caitlyn? Because you pinged her here, and it's like, oh yeah, good idea. Like she'll probably be thinking, oh yeah, good idea. Maybe I should go forward. We'll hit level 2 soon, right? You hit the melee minion, and she's like, shit. You hit the melee minion, so that she can't level up. So if you were here, you could still hit this minion from where you're standing. It's not like backwards Q or anything. Like you can just turn around, hit, and then walk forward again. Yeah, you didn't have to stand still there. But now they hit level 2. They know you hit level 2, so they're backing up, and it's tower now. So you lost your little advantage. Like it's a little hard to go deep in here, but she has no E, and she has a Q, so she'd have to like take a shit ton of damage, and she'd have to burn her potion. And burning your opponent's potion early in the game like that gives you guys more pressure in lane because you have a potion. You have 150 more HP than her, and she has 150 HP less. Yeah. So you like right now you two are together, but like okay, wow, it could have been a little bit synergized sooner. She didn't hit the okay. She needs to hit that cannon. Whatcha dong? Why are you walking back? Like just like right there. Why were you walking back?
You know, I walked back just because she was walking forward. I'm not sure.
No, you
You
have
know, she
nothing to
was
be
slow.
afraid of. Like you can smash her face. Like you have more damage than her. Smash her face. Fuck. Like yeah, there's minions and shit, but like you can smash her face just to show that you deal more damage to her. I mean, she's walking to you without actually hitting you, because her range from where she was standing, she could have hit you twice, maybe 3 times, but she chose not to. She didn't hit you. You can hit her back. Like you have to show that.
You know
Like,
what?
she's
She
hitting
might
you
have had
with
her
this.
head. She might have had her head shot up. That could have been why I would walk back like that.
Okay, is there an animation when she has her headshot? Like
Yeah, I've got her
3,
clicked. If you look in the top left
4.
corner,
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. What does the headshot look like?
it's a little like red thing, 2 lines. She doesn't have it up yet. It's after 6. Yeah, she'll get it next the next auto. Yeah, there it is right there. So
Okay,
she's
so
got
it's
her head
propped
shot.
up. Yeah,
That's
but
why I
that,
was backing up.
yeah.
Oh, she used it.
Yeah, she
Huh.
uses it on minions most of the time. Like a good Caitlyn would just use the headshot on you all the time, but like she's not like her movement. Like you can tell based on her movement. Like remember what I said? Like if she walks forward just to hit you, which is what a normal Caitlyn would do, then yeah, you have something to be afraid of. But if not, then like the fuck, where's the trade? And then you win the trade. She has the ability to push the wave though, because she's hitting more, and you're not hitting as much. You don't have too much to be afraid. Now you have something to be afraid of because the minion wave is too big for you to fight, and this is where you don't fight. Just just last hit. Yeah, don't even follow up. Just last hit. She has to eat. That's fine. Last hit everything. Get your money first, because then you'd be able to win after. Okay, Q goes off. Whatever. Pick up the axe. You don't have to pick up the axe. Just hit the minions. Make sure she gets the cannon. And you also don't have to turn on your Q all the time to last it. I mean, it's okay to have it on and shit, but like, you just gotta watch yourself when you do it, cause like, this is what happens. This is the part where you get like really low simply because you're catching your axes and not moving in between your autos. Like even if the axe lands on top of me and I still move in between my autos, I just move back to where I started, like that. Like it's not favorable for me to do that. But this is where you're catching your focus is more on catching your axe rather than running away from your opponent out of range, because you're not in tower range right now. Like the tower range is really thin. And the tower doesn't do that much damage, but you want to get in your tower so that you have like a safety zone, so that they don't crush your face like half the time when you're trying to last hit. Because if you pull them towards the tower, it's easier for you to last hit because you have such big damage. Unlike normal AD carries who require an auto attack and then the tower to hit them and then another auto attack, Draven just requires one auto attack because of his Q. So he has an easier chance to last hit under tower. You don't want to follow up on that, just focus on last hitting. Because even if she's at the wall, they have more HP than you. She had to heal, so you can keep that in track. That's 9 minutes. I believe it's a 4-minute timer. Otherwise, it's 10 minutes. But like, yeah, you get the idea. Pickaxe is fine in this situation, and then a bunch of potions. 3 is good. Scrying orb is good for like deep vision control, and that's just the whole point of buying it. Yeah, good. Potions is fine, and then you're good. Rek'Sai. And then W back to lane, and then you accidentally skilled up a second point in W. It's not, you're not supposed to do
Yeah,
that.
that had to be a mistake. I do Q first and
Yeah,
then.
I noticed that earlier, but I didn't say anything. It's just like, you're not supposed to do that in general, because like it doesn't really do much. Like it's only effective like late game. Like right now, it doesn't do much to you. Like you just get speed, sure, but the whole point of Draven is the Q. Like there's no Dravens that like you never max the other skills first. Like I guess maxing W first, like, or putting an extra point here would help you get back into your lane quicker, but that's it. Like there's no like.
Yeah, definitely Q should have been leveled up. It was probably just in between a fight or something like that, and I was face rolling my keyboard.
Yeah. I usually level up my abilities instantly. Like I know what I usually level up, and then like the only time is when I play too much Lulu mid and top that I skill up the wrong order. Like I normally max E then W on support Lulu, and you normally max Q then E on mid and top Lulu. So I've been so used to mid and top Lulu that I accidentally forgot to level up max my W. So I'm like, oh shit, rip, ward died. Which means that's not warded, which means that you can get a lane gank. You can call for a lane gank if you need it. Like that's just a heads up. If they're pushed that far, you can call for a lane gank because you guarantee that it is absolutely no visioned. Nope. It's a danger zone gank. It's a danger zone area because like you're too far up. Like you can tell how far up you, because like you're like Leona jumping in right there. She's still close to the tower, and if Caitlyn knows how to E, with the correct timing,
tower.
yeah,
Holy cow, yeah.
yeah.
That'd be a
So
disaster.
you don't want to follow up on stuff like that, because like if it's that close, she should not. She should just be holding the E. In general. And then the other thing was just the fight with Lee Sin. That's all I could all I can say with that is you have to expect you have to think what's coming. Like what can they do? What's the worst thing that can happen? Q R Q. So what do you need to do? Avoid the Q, and then you win it.
And if he does land the first part of the queue, then I can E
Toss
to
your
him.
toss your E instinctively. Don't toss it immediately, because if you toss it immediately, because like some Lee Sins are smart enough to hold onto their Q until the last moment, because they expect stuff like an E to come out or a dash to come out, so then they chase after.
So then I should have, going back to what I was saying before, like I should open with my ult then, and
yeah, if you open with your ult, like you deal that extra damage you need to kill him. Yeah. And then kiting, you move in between your autos so that it's harder for him to catch up to you because he's melee and you're ranged. And in general, just like kiting and moving back and forth as Draven is not that hard. Because if you stand still, your axes land in a dumb position. Like, see, you have to move up to get the axe. If you move forward, the axe would go forward with you.
Yeah, I mean that's the only argument for getting PD also is that you can walk in between.
Yeah, you can walk in between minions, but during team fights in river and jungle and shit, fucking minions gonna be there. I don't think so. Static shiv is better because if you're fighting in the jungle or the river, it's more narrow. So then it's easier to proc your shit, your shiv. There's always a lot of math involved, but like people always, but it's arguable, but like shiv almost always comes out on top. Like
yeah, based on what you're saying, it's like 500 gold cheaper too. So you get
a
so
lot of
much
value
faster.
off of it. Let me see how many AD carries have recently. Like let's go Draven. How many Dravens actually built PD? Shiv, or no, not Shiv. Okay, Shiv. PD. Who built PD? Maple Street. Why the fuck would you build PD? 3 days ago. Shiv. And then a lot of them are building Ghostblade, which is great because then it synergizes well with this W. Shiv, some PD. So it's a mix. Main AD more meta-oriented AD carries don't build PD though. They build Ghostblade. Ghostblade is fine. Ghostblade's a good substitute. Yeah, see a lot of Shivs over here. I don't see that. Yeah, there's like one Phantom Dancer, but you get the idea. It's like Shiv and Phantom Dancer. It's debatable. It's like it's either or, but not like one all the time. Like if you always build PD, then like you should probably consider changing it to Shiv and see how you like it. Shiv is actually really effective. It's a kill. You dodge the stun, then you can if you see how much damage you do, it's like okay, fuck this, and then just run. Drop a ward in that bush. Okay, good. You drop it in there to see if he's still chasing you. If he's still chasing you, that's fine. Toss an E out so that he's slowed down, like a reverse E. Oh, okay. One way or the other, you would not have enough mana. Now you do, and then you could toss the E out right here. He's still chasing you, so if you saw that, you wanna.
I mean, if you turn on the volume in the video, though, you can hear the guy.
Oh
Rek'Sai
yeah, this is the Rek'Sai shit.
coming. And then he went to blue instead.
I think he wanted to tunnel from behind, but he didn't get it.
No, but he tunneled to get blue. Like he just decided I was safe, and then realized that I turned because I thought when I saw him tunnel, I thought he was tunneling towards me and was gonna knock him up. So I figured he would knock him up, and I couldn't die.
I thought you'd get away. Lol. That's great. That team synergy. Blue trinkets should be purchased after your boots have been purchased. Your second boots, I mean, not boots of speed, but like berserkers, merc treads, Ionians, Tabai, whatever you can have it. Second item.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just for deep vision control. Cause like later on, you guys see how dark it is in the map. You just scrying orb to see where they could potentially be. Clear out the marker for dragon. Check your red buff. Check entrances to jungle, etc., etc. It's like a quick ward, but it's very valuable as a tool. especially when people and juke in the bush, and then you don't drop a ward. You just smart cast 4 and you just click the ground and it like gets there. 'Cause sometimes wards don't respond to you. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. But yeah, what else can I cover? Level 2 power. Okay, so this is pretty much in this session. It'll be up on YouTube, like I said, on Monday probably. Level 2 power spike, or not Monday, Tuesday. Level 2 power spike. The moving in between your autos, because you're not doing that often. Because it's like this. See how it goes forward with you, and it's trailing along with you. Because when you turned around, it goes in towards the direction you're facing. So you can kite backwards, and you can kite backwards while throwing your axes in the opposite direction. It's really cool. But it gives you an advantage as a Draven player. I wouldn't recommend picking Draven. Like, he's strong in like the lower elos and shit, but like until you actually know how to have the deep mechanics. Like, the deep mechanics is just like when to move and attack, when to not move and attack, where to move during team fights. Because like if you you know, like I said, a good player is able to capitalize on it, they'll find out where you're moving to, and then just toss a skill shot there. Lee Sin would be able to wreck you. Xerath would be able to wreck you. Another champion, it would be Caitlyn Q, and that's pretty much it. Don't focus on it. Just if you get the kill, you get the kill. Just focus on pushing your lane, because you need that tower. You stood still there. That was like 3 minions that were potentially able to die. Then Lulu gets back to lane, and now this is trouble, because Caitlyn's gonna come back to lane next, and she has a potion ticking. Lol. Yeah, this is not a good, not a favorable engage. You don't know where Xerath is. He's probably like good. He's probably back at base, but the fact that he still has ult,
and we don't have our tower either. So if we had to run, it would be a long way. Okay.
Yeah. And then other than level 2 power spike movement, oh yeah, synergizing with your support. If they move forward, consider how much EXP you're at. Like if you're about to, because like she's probably thinking you're about to level up as soon as you kill that minion, and the moment you kill the minion, you'll level up. So think about where you can. Remember like what I showed you in paint. Basically, like, okay, you guys are out of position. You can orient yourself by walking forward to synergize with her, get back in that Venn diagram favorable positioning, and then last hit the minions. Because like the minions aren't going anywhere. Like they're not gonna like.
Yeah, so if she's in a bad spot, then I can just go to her where we're both safe together.
Yeah.
Versus being in danger separately.
There's a chance, because if you're too far away from each other, there's a chance that she'll hit level 2 before you, or you'll hit level 2 before her, which is bad. Because then that's the part down at bot lane where she hit 6 before you. You died, and you lost EXP. So if you guys stayed together a little bit longer, you guys both probably would have hit 6 at the same time when she threw that engage down. You remember that engage, right? Like,
yeah, it was right when they
were
were
still
6
5 while everyone else was still 6. She had a wild growth, she had a Caitlyn ult, and then you had a solar flare, but you didn't have a whirling blades of death or whatever that his ult's name is. But yeah, you didn't have that available as a resource.
Yeah, this game was kind of painful to watch. We just got stomped. Like, anytime I do a 5-man in normal, like, the other team is just so much better synergized, because it's often a ranked team that's practicing.
Something like that, yeah. But it's like despite it being in normals and stuff, it's still a problem. Like, it's just like you can still take things off of it. Like hard stomps or something that you can't take. Like 50-0 kind of stomps, but like you can still get some information out of it. Like at best, like you can win that lane. Draven Leona level 6 all in is like disgustingly powerful. You triple stun them, throw a knockback. By the time they move, they're already like critically low, and it's like insane how much damage you guys can do at level 6. But there are much better options. Like if you want a better AD carry to play, Graves. Like the level 6 power spike that he possesses is insanely powerful, because then you just toss the collateral damage buckshot, buckshot. That shit does a lot of damage, especially synergized with Leona. This is the chain CCs too much. Anyone who has a level 6 power spike, like Morgana, Lulu's not really a level 6 power spike. She just offers utility. But like Morgana, Leona, another level 6 power spike. Slightly would be Thresh, not the best. Annie's decent. Annie Graves isn't really the best lane though. It's just more the level 6 power spike is insane. Blitzcrank is great. He has that silence and stuff like that. Sona's awesome. Zyra's okay. Zillion's not really that good, etc., etc. But level 6 power spike, consider if your team can do that. Like you can do it because it's Draven Leona, because you have that ultimate that does a shit ton of damage, and then the moment it hits a champion, it goes back, so it hits a champion again.
Yeah, if we ult at the same time, then you can't miss the second part of it, and they can't dodge it.
You went to pick up your axe right there, I believe. Let me check that again. So you hit, You hit, you ignore your axe, so that's one missed axe. You walked up to hit a minion, then you clicked again. This is where the A clicking comes into place. You A click the ground and you just hit once. You don't have to click twice. Because you probably like click on the minion and then it died, and then you like click, and then it would just register as you clicking the ground, so you move forward.
I did make that change. When I click A, it becomes it's an attack move.
You click the ground. You A click the ground so that you actually attack the nearest target. That's what it does. Instinctive ward, lol. That actually doesn't do anything. Bong, bong.
I'm not sure. I think I meant to pop my potion and I ended up dropping the ward instead.
Yeah, I have a white flash right here. It's not my monitor. It's like same spot. I just got a white flash. Anyway,
Yeah.
when you don't need to pop your pot. Like at this point, like right here, you're gonna back. So you need to just finish clearing the wave and then back out. Oh my god, this is what happens. All right, maneuvering through the minions right here. He misses. It's fine because you W. Lol. Dude.
But instead of flashing right there, I should have just walked
straight. You can
straight
just walk back into the minions. Yeah. He has two, like, let's just, like, we can look at position. Like, look, he can't land his Q right here, so he has to walk around. If you're still in here, he has to walk in circles, and he'll have to melee your face. He can kill you by meleeing your face and kicking you, of course, but walking.
Yeah, I think that's what I was really after worried about, is he kicking me away to where I can't flash him.
If he ults your face, then you probably will die, but the fact that, like, you didn't have to flash there, and then, like, that's just one advantage that you have. Like, you don't have to flash there. It's fine. You can just, like, maneuver in between the minions, wait for it, and then, like, flash later. That works too. But yeah, flashing is fine as long as you're safe. If you did pop your pot, I still don't know if you would have been able to do anything, to be honest, but like because it's probably not like enough. But yeah, you got a lot of money, so use this to your advantage with Adverse Blade. It gives you 2 extra gold. It's not only gold per 10, but it gives you bonus gold too. So
can you stack those in a game where you're gonna build static shiv?
No.
Because on the Adverse Blade it says you can buy it with another gold income item.
No, I mean, like, you can't have 2 Adverse Blades. Like,
okay.
Like, if you have 2 Adverse Blades, you'll get the crit bonus, but not the gold bonus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they don't work. It doesn't work like that anymore. So rip Bank Plank. Like, back in the day, Bank Plank was the thing. So it doesn't exist like that anymore. You only get crit chance boost, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else. So it's pretty sad. Rip, but it's okay. That's a kill. Toss your E out. Okay. This is the part where you guys stay grouped. Stay grouped with your team and just like push forward through different lanes. You can catch this Xerath. He's in an unfavorable position. You can definitely just case him down. Oh my god. Oh my. Oh man. Did I not catch this before? Oh my word. This is a kill.
I mean,
oh
you saw
yeah,
it.
I did catch this before. You got a kill.
You just ignored the fact that Rumble just was a little bit greedy. Rumble was frustrated because he fed top lane and wasn't having a good game.
Rumble and Vladimir is like it's a skill matchup. Like one way or the other, one can win. It just depends on what happens. Like Rumble can win because like he just gets Leandries or Morellos and burns the piss out of Vlad without Vlad being able to sustain versus Vladimir, who can just sustain through all of the burst. Like, it's just one win or the other, and it happens.
If you have time to do the other game should go really quickly because it's just a big stomp fest, but it's with Galio. So
yeah, I'll stop the recording for this one and then have it upload on Tuesday.
Okay.
Alright, link me while I stop the recording.